I'm here at the entrance to the Garden of Eden tour. This short tour is very family friendly. It's about an hour and a half. You get to go in, ride on an elevator, and 3 separate groups are thereabout. And then you begin walking into the cave and dropping down, checking out some interesting formations, including these box formations that are apparently highly unique to the Wind Cave area. The Wind Cave National Park is actually really exciting because there are multiple tours that you can enjoy, something that's very, very easy and accessible, all the way to something that you can do as a multi-hour thing where you need knee pads and elbow pads and helmet and all this sort of craziness where it's really intense and definitely not for kids or people with disabilities. But most of the tours are very accessible here. So in this video, what I'm going to do is actually take you on the whole tour of the Garden of Eden tour in the Wind Cave area. It's pretty fun. You'll get to see what it's like, see some of the formations. Of course, there are a lot of people here, so it might be a little crowded, but you'll get to see just what it's like. So what I'll do is I'll take you on that, show you a little bit around, and give you a good idea of what the Garden of Eden tour in the Wind Cave National Park in the Black Hills of South Dakota is like. Come along on the tour.
What's on the low?
Yeah, that lower landing is where that natural entrance and fairgrounds tours go.
We came up from there about 45 minutes ago.
Nice. Which tour did you do? It's already here. We don't need to step on it going in, but when we leave, we just don't want to track it with us.
Oh.
These folks hang out in here while I grab that last group.
So there must be 21 people here?
Then we found Virgin Evelyn.
There's air flowing in and out of it. Kind of how that works. What?
Yes.
Yeah. So, how that kind of works, I'm going to open this door and kind of show you folks a little something cool. The door wants to open. There we go. So if you see that ribbon, it's sucking in right now. So that means the cave is breathing in. So it works the same way our lungs work. If there's low pressure inside of our lungs and high pressure outside, you're going to want to be taking a deep breath in. It's the same thing with our cave. So it's that's what's happening right now. The cave is breathing in a big gulp of air. And vice versa, if there's high pressure in your lungs and low pressure out, you're really going to want to be pushing that air out and breathing out. So the cave would be breathing out as well.
What causes the difference in pressure?
Yeah, so it's just because it's a barometric cave, so pressure always wants to equalize. So wherever...
Okay, boss.
We thank you for your services.
Right. The water. Evelyn.
Low wind pressure that happens through here makes a very slow evaporation process. So it's able to round that popcorn out and kind of make all these little nodules you see here.
I'm sorry.
And what happens then is the water keeps sitting and eating away at a bunch of stuff. But are there any questions I can get off the bat before we start our tour? Yes. No, definitely not. We're going to stay on the paths the whole time.
is insane. He just comes up and he's everyone. It's that guy.
Make it a lot cooler. Just gonna wait for everyone to get in. Yeah. If you actually want to hold off with the flashlight for just a moment, I'm gonna turn on some really cool lights and let it twist it. Twist it. Yeah, and you're welcome to get right up to the railing, have a peek, file in and out. Form. Popcorn and frostwork actually have a lot of the same formations, there's just a little bit of a difference. So popcorn always comes first. So what happens is we are naturally very much a dry cave, like I've said. The features we see here in this room, and kind of more about how the cave itself got here. Does anyone have any guesses about how old this cave is? Long time. Did you have a guess? Super long time, basically. So about 350 million years old. In that time period, all the land that sat here, there was a really large and shallow sea that sat on top of this area. And what happened is, so the limestone is a lot weaker than that carbonic acid. So if this entire room was just filled with that water, it was eating away at any weak spots in the limestone, which is why some of these features look super weird. You're like, well, that's like super unnatural looking. Why is there a hole here but not there? It really eats away at whatever part of the limestone is weakest, which is also how a lot of really cool stuff on our ceiling is allowed to still be there and be exposed, because that's just where it happened to stop eating when the water started to drain, and it exposed a lot of really cool stuff. So that's also why walking on this tour, we're not on the scuba tour anymore, because all that.
Oh, that's cool.
It looks like.
Yeah, that's because she loves you. She doesn't do that to this infant. No, 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 don't run ahead. You can walk, but don't run ahead.
All right, watch your head right here, folks. So on your right up here, there's a really glowing stone. It's gonna be the stuff that has like some caramel everywhere. That's the stuff if I could touch anything in the cave that much. All this wetness is water dripping from the surface.
I'm in the caramel.
I'm the family physician.
You're okay. Oh, look at this one. Look at that. Whoa. So wet. Huh. There you go. Alright, this is where that box is, folks. If as you're coming into this room, you want to step forward, look at the box work, and then step back for other people to look. Wait for a moment.
Those used to be old stairs that we use, but we don't use them anymore. No one's used those stairs in a lot of years. We have new and better stairs. The stairs that we're on are really stable, but those used to connect to another route that we just don't use anymore. Yeah, so folks that are coming into the room want to file forward so you can see the box work over here. You can step back to let other folks in. Yeah, that's the box work.
It's not really a box.
Yeah, so when the case started formed, the tiny little cracks that were in the limestone, that's what these box were.
No way.
Yeah, so the water that went down in there drops. I know we good minerals and stuff that hardened. Yeah, and it's actually really fragile, so that's why we don't want to touch anything. What's that? Yeah, that's box work. Box work, yeah. So when the cave first formed, all the tiny little cracks that were in the limestone that's around us, that's what those are. Yeah, it's really fragile to touch. It's super, super thin.
Is that kind of the thing with caves? Have their particular feature they're well known for?
Yeah,
like that?
kind of. So it's still a really long time ago that I was kind of light. They wouldn't have even had the bucket. That's a little bit too advanced tech. Now I'm going to turn off the overhead lights for a moment. This light's going to stay on, no worries.
That's creepy.
This is how they would have explored the cave back in the 1890s.
I was scared because oh my god.
Right? Because they didn't know what was down here at that time. They didn't know there were no animals down here. They had no idea what was down here. So having just this light, absolutely no thank you. I am so grateful for that exploration they have done. Is that we have a guest registry in the visitor center from that time period that has all those folks' names in it as well. And that date you can see on it says August 17th, 82. It's not 1982, that's 1882 they were down here. As that's when that those names were all written.
What about this one over here? There's one over here too.
There's one over here too?
At least I thought I saw one.
Yeah, they're probably all over this room. Keep kind of filing in, stand on the platform, you can keep going up the stairs as long as you can see and hear me. I'm just going to need everyone in this room. That's why we brought our jackets.
You want my jacket?
Is our lakes region, where we have cave lakes, and it meets up with the Madison Aquifer Day, and that is why we do like to tell the story, because they do still come here and practice within the park. But this is kind of where I'm going to be wrapping up the tour. Are there any last minute questions I can answer for folks about really anything? Something I've said, something maybe I haven't said that you're curious about? Just exploring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I hope you've enjoyed my tour of the Garden of Eden section tour in Wind Caves National Park in the Black Hills of South Dakota. This unique national park is one of the only few accessible caves in the national park system, including Carlsbad, Mammoth Caves, and just a few others. There's one in Nevada. This is a very fun place to come to, but make sure, especially if you're visiting in the summer, don't show up late at 2 o'clock hoping that you'll get some tickets to go, because that's not going to happen. This morning, the rangers were telling me that people were here at literally 7 a.m. in the morning lined up to make sure they got their tour. You definitely don't want to wait until the very last moment. One of the nice things is this tour is first come, first serve, so people can't stack it up months and months in advance and completely blank you out. It's just purely a matter of your motivation to get here and enjoy the tour. Check out my other videos on the, hopefully I'll have the fairground tour and the natural entrance tour as well. Just check out the links below and you'll get a better sense of the whole wind cave system. It's really pretty fascinating. My name's Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer, oddly enough, and a professional adventurer. Please check out my links to my videos, Antarctic Tears, and also my show World Beyond, where I take you traveling around the world. Also check out my books, Antarctic Tears, Adventure Expedition 1, Jackson Hole Hiking Guide, Lost at Windy Corner, How to Keep Your Feet Warm in the Cold, and the 2024 Total Eclipse Guides. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy your cave tours.